Today's table topics theme is changing habits or turning over a new leaf. Now, the definition of habit, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it is a settled tendency or usual manner or behavior. For example, her habit of taking a walk, or it could be an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntary. For example, you might have a habit of waking up early because you work early on, and so forth. Another definition of habit, it is a behavior pattern acquired by frequent repetition or psychological exposure, so that it increases your tendency to practice that habit. And Elle previously had beautifully illustrated, her habit with smoking and the triggers and how she broke that habit, right? So today's question, my first question, thinking back to your college or school days, what is one habit that you have had? And if you have a chance to change it now, what, would you and why?
Thank you, Madam Table Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guest. One of my habits in college is an eating habit that may or may not have been considered healthy. And that is eating cup of noodles. Yes, I'm getting a lot of nods. I used to eat a lot of cup of noodles, ramen when I was in college because I was poor. We had a communal microwave and I didn't have one in my room, but somehow I found a way to just have hot boiling water and pour it in my ramen. And of course, it's not healthy. There's a lot of sodium, right? So I would definitely, knowing all this unhealthiness, thinking back, I would definitely want to change my habit. But as you can see, habits die hard. I'm eating one cup of noodle right now. But on the bright side, this is a paper cup now. It's not styrofoam. So I feel a little bit better because I can now compost this instead of dumping it in the garbage. Now, I said I wanted to change my habit because I don't cook a lot. I do cook, but looking at all these, oh crap, I'm the timer. Knowing all these, like seeing all these videos, oh, I can't see that. Yellow, okay. Seeing all these like cooking shows, like Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, or that baking show, and kids baking. I really wish that I tried a lot of varieties of cooking, like not just cooking expensive food, but cooking cheap food. So I wish I was less lazy and learned cooking, because cooking skills will last forever. Back to you. Oh, and something about hiatus. Back to you, Linda.
Thank you very much, Matthew, for sharing that. Yes, cup of noodles was a convenience that lots of students, college students, use as a meal or snack. Here's a quick tip. You could actually easily now buy salad kits from a supermarket or even just make your own. It's healthy, it has a lot of nutrition, and you don't have to cook. Next table topics. The cost of living is steadily going up and it has steadily increased. Can you share one or two habits that you have that you have learned to help better manage your finances? Something that you can share with us that might also help us. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, Gina, go for it.
I think a lot of us have noticed the cost of groceries specifically going up maybe the last 2 or 3 years. Sometimes I'd go to Costco and I'd see something that used to sell for, $5.99, went up to $7.99. So the increments have been large. So I've had to learn how to eat a little bit differently because I'm not working right now. But as Linda can certainly appreciate, a lot of foods that are really healthy for you are also really cheap. One of those things that I've learned to use a lot in my kind of budgeting is ground turkey. I know people think, oh, ground, but it's actually quite good. It's very versatile. You can make it into meatballs, you make it into ham, like patties. Very, very good. And then also I've been discovering how wonderful greens are. There's all kinds of greens. There's beet greens, there's collard greens, there's kale. And I'm finding that when I go down to my different markets down on Mission Street, I can pick up a bunch of these things for like, I don't know, 79 cents or something. And I make them with caramelized onions. I try to make them as tasty as possible, serve them over rice. So it's a whole new way of eating for me, but I found that the good that's come out of my budget, it's forcing me to eat healthier. I cannot afford to buy frozen foods, which I never really ate much of anyway. But now I have to stay away from this kind of stuff altogether. And of course, cookies and chips and things like that are certainly off the table. So it's forced me into a very good habit. I've taken a hiatus from all the bad eating and I've gone into a healthier mode. So thank you, Madam Table Topics.
Thank you so much, Gina, for sharing those great ideas. Yes, anytime you cook, it saves you so much more money versus eating out, right? Share a new habit that you are working on or have incorporated into your life and why. So anyone who did not speak would like to volunteer, or you can speak on a previous topic that's posed.
Habits that I have decided is to, well, I have a couple, and every so often I adopt a new hobby and I adopt something else that I feel like I need to change things up. And so recently it is to learn piano. Again, I was that kid that, of course I sang all my life. I've done music all my life. I learned piano technically. I cheated my way through piano and I cheated my way through music school because I actually have dyslexia. And it is hard for me to track reading sheet music as I'm playing, and so I'm very much so ear trained. And I have found an app that allows me to, well, it's still teaching me music and all that, but I'm learning to play chords instead of playing, note by note and having to identify and remember what the notes look like because it's all a blur to me and I tend to skip over them. And so, yeah, I'm trying to force myself to do it every day. When you do it and you look back on the week and you're like, wow, I was able to do this every day this week, it does feel great. But at the same time, how many weeks have I done without it? Yeah, it's hard. So in conclusion, I'm attempting to get myself to play the piano every day.
All right. Thank you so much, Elle. Well, learning new habits is definitely challenging.